The auto repair industry pulls in over $300 billion a year, and a massive chunk of that comes from one thing: your confusion. The less you know, the more they earn. Today, we're exposing 17 car repairs mechanics pray you never figure out. Quick fixes that cost pennies but save hundreds. Silent failures they'll charge a fortune to diagnose. If you've ever felt like your mechanic knows something you don't, you're right, but not for long. Let's get into it. Tip number 17, the gas cap trick no one talks about. There's a tiny rubber ring hiding inside your gas cap. Most drivers don't even know it exists. But when it fails, your check engine light pops on, your fuel economy tanks, and you end up paying some shop $50 just to tell you the cap was loose. That rubber gasket seals fuel vapors inside your tank. It keeps pressure stable and helps your emission system do its job. Problem is, rubber doesn't last forever. Heat cycles, gas fumes, and plain old age make it brittle. Cracks form, the seal weakens, and suddenly, your car thinks something's seriously wrong. The fix takes 30 seconds. Once a year, grab a pea-sized dab of silicone dielectric grease. Wipe it around the gasket. Twist the cap on and off a few times to spread it evenly. That simple move keeps the rubber soft, prevents micro cracks, and saves you from a bogus repair bill. Now, if your gasket already looks dried out or cracked, don't waste time babying it. A new cap costs $10 to $15. Cheap insurance. Most people ignore this part completely. But what comes next? Mechanics really don't want you touching this one. It protects something worth over $1,000. Tip number 16. The brake job step that saves your ABS. Replacing brake pads seems straightforward. Pop off the old ones, slide in the new ones, and you're done. But skip one critical step, and you could destroy a component that costs over $1,000 to replace. Your anti-lock braking system module. Think about what happens. When you push the caliper piston back in to make room for fresh pads, old brake fluid gets shoved backward through the lines. That fluid is contaminated. It's got moisture, microscopic debris, and years of buildup. Force that gunk into your ABS module, and you're asking for expensive trouble. The fix is simple. Before you compress the caliper, crack open the bleeder valve. Let the old fluid drain out instead of forcing it back through the system. You're flushing the junk while making space for the new pads. Clean fluid stays where it belongs. Your ABS stays protected. One warning: don't let your master cylinder reservoir run dry while bleeding. If air sneaks into the lines, your brake pedal turns into a sponge. That's a whole different headache. A 2-minute step, $1,000 save. Your mechanic knows this. Now you do too. Speaking of knowing things your mechanic hopes you don't, the next tip puts a diagnostic computer in your pocket for less than the cost of lunch. Tip number 15. The pocket tool that terrifies mechanics. That glowing check engine light used to mean one thing: an expensive trip to the shop. They'd plug in their fancy computer, read a code, and charge you $50 to $100 just to tell you what's wrong. And that's before fixing anything. But here's what they don't want you to know. You can do the exact same thing for $20. It's called an OBD2 scanner. Every car built after 1996 has a diagnostic port under the dashboard. Plug in the scanner, turn the key, and your car confesses everything. Misfires, oxygen sensor failures, emissions leaks, even that loose gas cap we just talked about. Some scanners connect to your phone through Bluetooth and translate those confusing codes into plain English explanations. No guesswork, no mechanic double talk, no getting pressured into repairs you don't need. Even if you're not going to fix it yourself, knowing what's actually wrong changes everything. You walk into the shop informed. You ask the right questions. And suddenly, that service advisor stops treating you like an easy target. $20, 5 minutes, total clarity. But what if I told you some warning lights aren't warnings at all? They're traps. And your car is programmed to lie to you. Tip number 14. The dashboard lie, designed to bring you back. That maintenance-required light glowing on your dash? It's not detecting a problem. It's not monitoring your oil. It's just counting miles. Manufacturers program it to flip on at preset intervals. Could be 5,000 miles. Could be 7,500. could be 10,000. Depends on the make, but the point is the same. It's just a mileage counter, not a diagnostic warning. What they don't mention is you can reset it yourself in under 60 seconds. For most vehicles, especially Toyotas, here's the process. Turn your ignition to the on position, but don't start the engine. Make sure your odometer shows total mileage, not trip A or trip B. Turn the ignition off. Now press and hold the trip meter reset button. While holding it, turn the ignition back on. Keep holding until the light blinks and disappears. Different makes have slightly different steps, so check your owner's manual. But the point is the same. This light exists to generate service visits, not to protect your engine. Bonus move: after every oil change, reset your trip B odometer to 0. Now you've got a running count of miles since your last service. No guessing. No dealer required. Think that's sneaky? Wait until you hear what those flashy bottles at the auto parts store are really selling you. Spoiler, it's not performance. Still with me? Good, because we're just scratching the surface. The real money-saving secrets are coming up. But first, if this is helping you out, tap that subscribe button and hit the like. It takes 1 second and helps us keep exposing the stuff they'd rather you not know. Now, let's keep going. Tip number 13. The bottled miracle that's mostly marketing. Walk into any auto parts store and you'll see them. Rows of flashy bottles promising cleaner engines, better mileage, and restored horsepower. Fuel system cleaners, octane boosters, miracle treatments. They sound amazing. But here's what the labels don't tell you. Modern gasoline already contains detergents. Refineries add cleaning agents before the fuel ever reaches the pump. If you're buying top-tier certified gas, which includes most major brands, your fuel is already doing what those bottles claim to do. Now, there are exceptions. Products like Techron or Seafoam can help if you're dealing with an older vehicle, high-mileage engine, or years of cheap gas buildup. But for the average driver filling up at a normal station, those $15 bottles deliver maybe 15 cents of actual benefit. Octane boosters are even worse. Most barely raise your octane rating by a single point. That's like paying for a gym membership and doing 1 push-up. Save your money. Use decent fuel. Change your filters on schedule. That's the real formula. But here's where it gets interesting. There's something on the shelf right next to those bottles that actually matters. And if you pick the wrong one, it'll die before you even install it. Tip number 12. The brand new battery that's already dying. You walk into the store, grab a battery off the shelf, and assume it's fresh. Why wouldn't it be? It's new, right? Wrong. That battery could have been sitting there for 6 months, slowly draining itself before you ever pay for it. Car batteries start degrading the moment they're manufactured. Lead-acid chemistry doesn't pause because it's sitting in a warehouse. A battery that's been on the shelf for 4 or 5 months has already lost a measurable chunk of its lifespan. Before you buy, check the manufacturing date stamped on the case. Most use a letter and number code. The letter represents the month. A means January. B means February. And so on, skipping the letter I. The number is the year. So J7 means October 2027. Always hunt for the freshest code on the shelf. Once you get it home, don't just bolt it in. Charge it fully first. A quick top-up on a battery charger ensures you're starting with a full tank of electrons. Stronger starts, longer life, fewer surprises. Skip the old stock. Demand fresh power. And speaking of things that seem harmless but cause real damage, the next tip is something millions of drivers do. Every single fill-up without realizing the destruction it causes. Tip number 11. The pump click you should never ignore. When the gas pump clicks off, it's not being lazy. It's telling you the tank is full, but a lot of drivers ignore it. They squeeze in a few more cents. Top it off to an even number. Round up for satisfaction. That habit is quietly destroying your car. Modern vehicles have a vapor recovery system designed to capture fuel fumes and recycle them back into the engine. The key component is a charcoal canister. When you overfill, liquid gasoline floods into that canister. It's only designed to handle vapor. Drown it in fuel, and you're looking at emissions problems. Check engine lights and a replacement part that costs $200 or more. Then there's expansion. Gasoline is stored underground, where it's cool. Once it's in your hot tank, it expands. Overfill on a summer day, and that extra fuel has nowhere to go but out. That's a fire hazard. That's wasted money evaporating into the air. And if it drips down your paint, it's eating through your clear coat like acid. When the pump clicks, stop. You're not getting bonus fuel. You're buying future repairs. Next up, the part of your car that breathes. And right now, it might be suffocating. Tip number 10. Your engine is choking, and you can't hear it. Your engine needs air to run. Lots of it. For every gallon of gas it burns, it sucks in roughly 10,000 gallons of air. All that air passes through one critical barrier, your air filter. And when that filter clogs, your engine starts starving. A dirty air filter doesn't protect better. That's a myth. A clogged filter chokes airflow, forces the engine to work harder, and drags down your fuel economy. Acceleration gets sluggish. Throttle response gets lazy. In extreme cases, it can even cause premature wear on internal components. Most filters last 12,000 to 15,000 miles under normal conditions. But if you drive on dusty roads, gravel, or in heavy traffic, check it twice as often. Pull it out, hold it up to the light. If you can't see through it, it's done. And don't forget the other filter, your cabin air filter. That's the one cleaning the air you actually breathe inside the car. When it's filthy, your vents blow dust, allergens, and that mystery smell you can't identify. 2 filters, 20 minutes, massive payoff. Now here's a part you've probably never even heard of. It's cheap, easy to test, and if it fails, your engine fills with sludge. Tip number 9. The tiny valve preventing a $500 disaster. There's a small component tucked into your engine called the positive crankcase ventilation valve. Most people have no idea it exists, but it's doing critical work every second your engine runs. As your engine operates, gases escape past the piston rings into the crankcase. Those gases need somewhere to go. The PCV valve routes them back into the intake system to be burned off cleanly. It's emissions control and engine protection rolled into one. When it fails, bad things happen. Rough idle, oil leaks, excessive oil consumption, thick, nasty sludge building up inside your engine. That sludge coats everything, clogs passages, destroys bearings over time. The good news? Testing it takes 30 seconds. Pull the valve out and shake it. If it rattles, it's probably working. If it's silent, it's likely stuck. You can also blow through it. Air should only pass in one direction. If it flows both ways, replace it immediately. A new PCV valve costs $15 to $30. Replacing an engine full of sludge costs thousands. Shake it, test it, save a fortune. And speaking of cheap parts with massive impact, the next one fires thousands of times per minute. When it weakens, everything suffers. Tip number 8. The tiny fire starters controlling your entire engine. Spark plugs seem insignificant, just small metal and ceramic pieces threaded into your engine. But these little components are responsible for igniting the air-fuel mixture that creates power. No spark, no combustion. Weak spark, weak performance. Modern iridium and platinum plugs can last up to 100,000 miles. But that doesn't mean you should ignore them until then. Long before they completely fail, worn plugs cause misfires, rough idling, sluggish acceleration, and wasted fuel. Your engine works harder to compensate. Your wallet feels the difference at every fill-up. Pull a plug out occasionally and inspect it. A healthy plug has a light tan or gray electrode. If it's black and sooty, you're running rich. If it's white and blistered, you're running lean. Either way, something needs attention. When you replace them, always use the exact type specified in your owner's manual. Spark plugs aren't one size fits all. Wrong heat range or electrode design can cause serious problems. Fresh plugs deliver cleaner burns, smoother starts, and sharper throttle response. For $20 to $40 in parts, that's a massive return. Next up, the multiple silent killers hiding throughout your car. Your mechanic checks one. He ignores the rest. Tip number 7. The fluids your mechanic conveniently forgets. Most shops check your oil, maybe your coolant. Then, they hand you a bill and send you on your way. What they don't mention are the other fluids quietly degrading inside your car. Transmission fluid, brake fluid, power steering fluid, differential fluid. Each one has a job. Each one has a lifespan. Transmission fluid breaks down over time, losing its ability to lubricate and cool. Ignore it long enough, and you're looking at a $3,000 transmission rebuild. Brake fluid absorbs moisture from the air, which lowers its boiling point and causes internal corrosion. Power steering fluid gets contaminated and starts wearing down pumps and seals. Some manufacturers label these lifetime fluids. That's marketing, not engineering. There's no such thing as fluid that never breaks down. Check your owner's manual. You'll find recommended intervals they never mentioned at the dealership. Changing these fluids costs $50 to $150 depending on the type. Replacing the parts they protect costs 10 to 20 times that. Your car runs on a cocktail of specialized fluids. Ignore them, and the whole system pays the price. Still think tires only need air? The truth might send you spinning into a guardrail. Literally. Tip number 6. The silent tire killers draining your wallet every mile. Be honest. How do you check your tire pressure? A quick glance. A kick to the sidewall. If that's your method, you're gambling. And the house always wins. Low tire pressure increases rolling resistance, which murders your fuel economy. It causes uneven wear, which shortens tire life. In extreme cases, it leads to blowouts at highway speed. Yet most drivers never check until something feels wrong. Buy a tire pressure gauge. They cost $5. Check your pressure monthly, including the spare. Your car's recommended PSI is on a sticker inside the driver's door jamb, not on the tire sidewall. That number is the maximum, not the target. Now let's talk alignment. If your car pulls to one side on a straight road, your alignment is off. If your steering wheel sits crooked when driving straight, alignment is off. Misaligned wheels chew through tires unevenly and put stress on your suspension components. Try this quick test. On a flat, empty road, briefly let go of the wheel. If your car drifts noticeably, get an alignment check. It costs $60 to $100. A new set of tires costs $600. The next one takes 30 seconds to inspect, but ignore it, and you might end up stranded on the side of the highway with smoke pouring from under your hood. Tip number 5. The rubber time bombs under your hood. Pop your hood and look around. You'll see rubber belts looping around pulleys and rubber hoses connecting components. These parts don't get much attention until they fail, and when they fail, everything stops. Your serpentine belt drives your alternator, power steering pump, water pump, and air conditioning compressor. One belt running multiple critical systems. If it snaps on the highway, you lose power steering instantly. Your battery stops charging. Your engine starts overheating within minutes. Check the belt for cracks, fraying, or a shiny glazed appearance. Any of those signs mean replacement is overdue. Most belts last 60,000 to 100,000 miles, but heat and age can shorten that dramatically. Hoses are equally critical. They carry coolant throughout your engine. Squeeze them with your fingers. They should feel firm, but flexible. If you find soft spots, bulges, or visible cracks, replace them before they burst. A new serpentine belt costs $25 to $50. A new hose runs $15 to $40. Getting stranded with an overheated engine and a blown head gasket costs thousands. Monthly inspection, minutes of effort, potentially thousands saved. Next up, a part of your engine that's absolutely caked with gunk. Clean it yourself for $10 or pay a shop $150 to do the same thing. Tip number 4. The gunked up gateway strangling your engine. Your throttle body controls how much air enters your engine. When you press the gas pedal, a valve inside opens up to let more air flow in. Simple, essential, and over time, completely coated in carbon buildup. That black crusty residue comes from oil vapor in your crankcase ventilation system. It accumulates on the throttle plate and the walls of the housing. When enough builds up, the valve can't close properly, or it sticks when opening. The result? Rough idle, hesitation when accelerating, stalling at stoplights, and that annoying surging when you're trying to maintain steady speed. Most shops charge $100 to $150 to clean your throttle body. You can do it yourself in 15 minutes for under $10. Buy a can of throttle body cleaner, not carburetor cleaner. There's a difference. Remove the air intake tube to expose the throttle body. Spray the cleaner inside while manually opening the throttle plate. Wipe away the gunk with a clean rag. Reassemble. Done. Smoother idle, crisper throttle response, and $140 still in your pocket. The next tip involves your electrical system. When this part starts failing, it slowly murders your brand new battery without a single warning light. Tip number 3. The silent battery killer, no warning light detects. You replace your battery. Everything seems fine. 6 months later, dead battery again. You blame the battery. Buy another one. But the real culprit is still hiding under your hood, draining every battery you install. Your alternator. The alternator charges your battery while the engine runs. When it starts failing, it doesn't charge fully. Your battery slowly drains trip after trip until one morning it's completely dead. And here's the problem. Most cars don't have an alternator warning light. The battery light only comes on when voltage drops critically low. By then, damage is done. Testing takes 60 seconds and costs $15 for a basic multimeter. The test is simple. With the engine off, touch the probes to your battery terminals. A healthy battery reads around 12.6 volts. Now, start the engine. The reading should jump to between 13.8 and 14.4 volts. That's your alternator working. If it stays below 13 volts while running, your alternator is weak or failing. Replace it before it kills another battery. A new alternator costs $150 to $300. Buying 3 batteries because you didn't know? That's just painful. Most people know short trips are hard on cars, but what's actually happening inside your engine during those quick drives? The answer is genuinely disgusting. Tip number 2. The acid factory inside your engine. Every time you start your car cold, moisture forms inside the engine. Combustion creates water vapor. Metal surfaces condensate when temperature differences exist. This is normal. The problem is what happens next. On a proper drive, your engine reaches full operating temperature. That heat burns off the moisture, evaporates it, sends it out the tailpipe. Your oil stays clean, and your internals stay dry. But on short trips, your engine never fully warms up. That moisture stays trapped inside. It mixes with your oil, diluting it into a thin, weak lubricant that can't protect anything properly. Friction increases. Wear accelerates. It gets worse. That trapped moisture combines with combustion byproducts to create acids, real, corrosive acids that eat away at piston rings, bearings, and seals. This isn't theory. Mechanics see the damage constantly in vehicles that only make short trips around town. The fix is simple. Make sure your car gets at least one 15 to 20-minute drive at highway speed every week. Let the engine reach full temperature. Let the oil get hot enough to do its job. Burn off the moisture before it burns through your engine. Your car needs to stretch its legs. Deny it that, and it'll make you pay. Finally, the one factor that changes everything twice a year. Ignore it, and Mother Nature will punish your engine without mercy. Tip number 1. The twice-yearly reset that protects everything. Your car feels the weather just like you do. Cold temperatures thicken your oil, drain your battery faster, and deflate your tires. Heat does the opposite. Thins your fluids, stresses your cooling system, and bakes your rubber components. Driving through seasonal changes without adjusting is like wearing a winter coat in July. Something's going to suffer. When temperatures drop, check your battery first. Cold cranking is brutal on weak cells. Test it or replace it before you're stranded in a freezing parking lot. Consider your oil viscosity too. In winter, thinner oils like 0W20 or 5W30 flow faster on cold starts and protect your engine quicker. When summer hits, your cooling system works overtime. Make sure your coolant is fresh and at the proper concentration. Consider slightly thicker oil like 10W40 if you're in extreme heat or doing heavy towing. And year-round, keep an emergency kit in your trunk. Jumper cables, flashlight, basic tools, a blanket for winter. These cost almost nothing and can save you from a nightmare situation. 2 seasonal checkups per year. That's all it takes to stay ahead of whatever nature throws at your engine. Now you know 17 repairs the industry hoped you'd never figure out. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Some mechanics aren't just quiet about this stuff. They're actively working against you. Phantom repairs that were never done. Parts that didn't need replacing. Bills padded with services your car never received. The tricks get darker. The money gets bigger. And most drivers have no idea it's happening. Watch 17 dirty mechanic scams exposed before your next shop visit turns into an expensive trap. I'll see you there.